Okay, good day class. How are you today? Kamusta man mo tanan? Okay ra ba mo? Okay. Start. May I call on Jenny for prayer? Okay. Amen. So, it's good that everyone is attending our Google Meet. So, are you ready for our new lesson? So, before that, who remembered our lesson yesterday about the indigenous people of Visayas? Okay. Tell me about the indigenous people of Visayas. Just a short explanation lang. Okay, very good. So now our new lesson is all about the indigenous people of Mindanao. So can you guess this? What's the word? Guess. Very good. Kinsa to si Christine. Very good, Christine. It's native. So native means indigenous. Mayong gali kag native, mo dyan na siya kanang original or dyan na siya kibali kanang walang halong chemical bitaw, ingana lang. So mo na siya gitawag sa usa sa indigenous people. So indigenous people. Indigenous refer to a group of people sharing common bonds of language, customs, traditions, and other distinctive cultural traits. Indigenous peoples communities can be found in the interiors of Luzon, Mindanao, and some islands of Visayas. So, sa atuha pong diri sa Mindanao, di ba, napud tay mga indigenous people. Those are mga Subaning people. Those are indigenous people. So, the indigenous people in the Philippines continue to live in their relatively isolated, self-sufficient communities at the time when most lowland communities had already been integrated into a single colony under Spain in the 70s and 80s. They were able to preserve the culture and traditions of their ethnos, or tribe, as reflected in the communal views on land, their cooperative work exchanges, their communal rituals, their songs, dances, and folklore. Instead of hierarchical governments, each of these communities had its own council of elders who customarily settled clan or tribal wars to restore peace and unity. So there are various indigenous ethnic groups in Mindanao. So ang Mindanao is the second largest group of island in the Philippines, composes of waters and land, especially mountains. It offers goods, views, and activities which tourists will really enjoy. So since Mindanao province composed of tourist spot and we can have any idea where they belong. So Mindanao also have ethnic people which live and holds different places. So I am here to show you the different ethnic groups of Mindanao. So first, the Maranao people. So Maranao is mainly Muslim group, a Muslim region in the Philippines in the island of Mindanao. So the word Maranao also spelled Maranao. Maranao means to be lake, people of the lake, referring to the indigenous people who occupy the lands around Lake Lanao, whose principal towns in Marawi City. So the Maranaos are part of largest Moro ethnic group. So this is the famous artwork of Maranao, artwork weaving. So mo nila ang legendary bird of the Maranao that has become a universal symbol of their art. It is portrayed as a bird with colorful wings and feathered tail, holding a fish on its mouth and claws. Mo ni siya ang gitawag na sarimanok. Second, the Iranon o Elanon. Lanon means pirate. For centuries, the Elanon were known are the fiercest pirates in the Malay world. They marauded the coastal villages. Ilana Bay is named after them. They are related to the Maranao. Second is the Bagubu. Bagubu comes from bagu, meaning new or recent, and ubu ubu o uvu, meaning growth or grow. So that the term refers to a recent formation of people along the coast of the Davao Gulf, with the Hinduized peoples from the south brought in Hindu culture during the Srivihayan and Mahapahit penetration of Mindanao. These migrants mixed with the native population, forming a new society reflected in the name Bagubu. So next is the Bilaan o Bilaan. So colorful native costumes woven from abaca and decorated with embroidery, buttons, beads, and heavy brass belts with numerous tiny belts are worn by the women of the Bilaan, making their approach heard even from a far distance. The sequin-like capiz shells called takmun are used to give a distinct design and color to their clothes. Among the women, the intricately beaded wooden comb, the swat sansala, is a must. The next is tiduray. The word tiduray comes from the word tiu, meaning man, and duray, referring to a small bamboo with a hook and a line fishing instrument. This indigenous group is composed of two distinct ethnic groups, the Tiduray and the Lambangian. So those are the two ethnic groups. Second is the Mansaka. So the Mansaka are the most dominant ethnic group in Compostela Valley province. They are said to have lived in the area since the time when the Magababaya creator created them. So this is the Mansaka lifestyle, the music and hunting. Mo nila ang daily routine. Next is the Tiboli. The Tiboli culture center falls more or less in the central part of a triangle whose points are the towns of Sorala, Polomolok, and Kiamba. Within the triangle are the three major lakes. The three major lakes are Lake Cebu, Lake Lahit, and Lake Silutan. So this is the Tibuli house. So this house is raised about 6 feet or more above the ground, with the side always barely more than 3 feet high. The roof is made of kugon or other dried grass, which is strong and sewn down to the bamboo rafters with strips or raw abaca or rattan. The posts are of bamboo except of the three stumps still rooted to the ground that are occasionally utilized as posts for the inner portion of the floor. The walls of the house are bamboo split from the inside and flattened out of a woven bamboo strips called lahak. So this is the Kaamulan Festival. So Kaamulan Festival is a cultural festival that showcases the rich customs and traditions of seven ethnic hill tribes of the whole province of Bukidnon. Next is the Higaunon. So this Higaunon is a subgroup of the Manubu. So their festival is Kadawayan Festival. So the ethnic tribes residing at the foot of Mount Apu would converge after a bountiful harvest and celebrate the Thanksgiving ritual to their gods, especially to Manama or the Supreme Being. The term Kadayawan derives from Madayaw, which means good, valuable, superior, beautiful. So this is the festival at Kadayawan Festival. So that's all. So I have question here. I have a prepared question here. So mag oral ko gamay. Okay ra ba sa inyo? Okay. I will call you randomly to ask question and answer. Okay. May I call on Christine? So Christine, your question is, this indigenous group is composed of two distinct ethnic groups. So what are those distinct ethnic groups? Okay, very good. So next, Maravillas. Thank you, Maravillas. Rocha. Okay. Your question is, it is a cultural festival that showcases the rich customs and traditions of seven ethnic hill tribe of the whole province of Bukidnon. What do you call that festival? Oh, very good. Thank you, Rocha. Next, rubies. Rich ruby. Oh, question. What are the largest ethnic group in the Philippines? Okay. Thank you, rubies. Very good. Next, Jilin. Your question. It is derives from Madaya, which means good, valuable, superior, or beautiful. It's a festival. Very good. Thank you, Jerusalem. Next, Gia. Gia. Okay. It is a legendary bird of the Maranao that has become a universal symbol of their art. So it is portrayed as a bird with colorful wings and feathered tail, holding a fish on its mouth and claws. What do you call it? Very, very good. Thank you, Gia. Next is Jinglin. Where is Jinglin? Jinglin? Wala si Jinglin. Wala. Okay, so Bagyo. Bagyo, okay. So, question. Rose Mansara lifestyle. Third, again, what are those two Mansara lifestyle? Okay, very good, but thank you. So, next, Mary Grace. Okay, your question. What do you call the sequin-like capiz shells are? Oh, yes. Again, your question. What do you call the sequin-like capiz shell that are used to give a distinct design and color to their clothes among the women? Okay, very good. Thank you, Mary Grace. Next is manlod. Okay, manlod. Your question is, what is language Tagal the language Tagalog of Sarimanok and Maranao? Okay, very good. So, Jinglin. Okay, kay naa naman ka. Jinglin, Jinglin, nag-loading man siguro ni siya or unsa ba? Sige, si Rubilin Gia? Okay. Mana nakag-answer, di ba? How about Jinglin? So, wala siya. Wala. So, okay. So, that's all for today. So, next week, I will be giving you a quiz about okay, Jinglin, naaraday ka. Kay last na lang ako ning question for you. Ning left siya. Okay, update her na lang. So, next week, I will giving you a quiz about the topic that we tackle about the indigenous people of Mindanao. So, thank you for attending our Google Meet class. So, before tamo say goodbye, can you turn on your camera para i-document na to? Okay ra. Ay, sige, okay ra po. Di ka mag-on ng camera. Kita po ninyong naong tanan. Sige. Count ko 1, 2, 3. Sige. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you, class. See you on Hi, sir.